This is going to be a tutorial on how to create a digital edit response to Sunga Park. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously open your image, then go to the pen tool and select around the building so that we can delete the background. The closer that you zoom in, the better you're able to see the image, and so the more accurate your line and selection is. Then you want to close the selection, but you want to make sure that you select outside of the image, then right click, press make selection, and then delete the background, and go to select deselect to get rid of the selection. Then if you go to layer, new layer, then you can use the brush tool to fill in the background so that it is plain, and then just move that layer backwards. Then you need to delete the bottom part of the building so that it starts to fade away. And there's several ways that you could do this. So one way is to use the eraser tool or the brush tool on the white colour setting. Or to get a more accurate selection, again, you could use the pen tool to select the area that you're going to delete. And again, making sure that you select the area outside of the image so that you get all of the bits. Then right hand click and press make selection, and then just press delete. Then if you go to filter and then liquify, then you can start to drag some of the bottom parts of the building and make them fall away. And you could drag from a higher height to make the bottom of the buildings more blurry. Try to play with the shapes that are in your image. So for example, if there's an arch, then try to keep that nice archway there, so that you get these nice negative space shapes. Then what you might want to do is use the rubber tool and reduce its opacity to start to fade away some of those bottom areas. But I don't think this is really necessary because obviously you're going to play with paint later. It might be nicer to keep the shapes in there, but it's something to experiment with perhaps. You could also use the smudge tool to try to blend those areas together, or just reduce the opacity completely so that there's less of a harsh line when you're using the eraser tool. Then you could adjust the colour balance to make it look like it's sort of using those watercolour Sunga Park style colour palette, and adjust the brightness and the contrast so that you can see that image really nicely. And then just add in the rest of that background on that background layer. And then you can experiment with different images, different liquifying shapes, different colours, different amounts of fading. Just experiment with everything that you can think of to create a really nice response.